Going on, guys? So I'm taking a little break in between another video I'm filming right now, which is the brakes, to kind of go over what this car is, what it's got in it, the plans for the car, and see if you guys had any questions about stuff I've done to it so far. It's in a little bit of a rough stage right now. I mean, she's definitely seen better days in her life, but hopefully she's got some better days coming. So I'm gonna walk around it, go over stuff that I've done to it. It's missing some stuff, but maybe you'll like some of the stuff that I've done and have questions, and also maybe reprimands because some of the stuff that I've done. I've had this car since high school and I'm almost 30 now. So it's, I'm redoing some of the stuff that I did when I was a dumb teenager. And a lot of the work that the guy that before me did it, who I think he was Picasso with Bondo. But yeah, let's walk around it and see what all we've got on it and the plans for it also. So like I said, this is my 69 Camaro. Her name's Panama because I got it in Panama City Beach, Florida. I've had it for, I don't know, like I said, since high school, graduated in 13. So I think I've had this thing maybe 12, 13 years. It is not a 327. It does have factory disc brakes on it. I looked up the part number actually not long ago. Those are from a 67 and a 68. Didn't know that they would fit on a 69, but apparently they will, so you know that. It's got tubular A-arms. Those are, I don't know what brand. I used to know what brand. I think it's called Right Stuff Detailing. I do have QA1 adjustable coilovers in the front with, definitely it needs some grease. It does have adjustable shocks. You just can't really see it right now. The engine's sticking through. So SS badging. Z28 stripes, 327 badge, but it obviously doesn't have a 327 in it. That's part of the high school stuff. So this is a 454, or the 454 out of the Chevelle. So when we got the Chevelle, it had this in it. I was told it had forged rotating assembly, made like 600 horsepower, and she dynoed at, I think, 320 wheel. It wasn't running great then, not gonna lie. It had a, I'm gonna mix these up, but it had a 4150 intake on it with a 4500 carburetor, or vice versa. Something was wrong. It was leaking a just shit ton of air through the carburetor, unmetered, and so it was running terribly. Now it has a 650 Brawler Holly on it. Some people say that's too small for this engine, but this has a very, it is a 454, but it's got 396 heads on it. Obviously does not make a lot of power. To my best numbers with the stock rotating assembly that I definitely found that it does have with these with these part number heads, it has about 9.5 to 1 compression, so it's a dog, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm okay with it. I do want to put a little bit more aggressive cam in it. It doesn't sound that aggressive, but it drives great. So as you can tell, it's got a Vintage Air front runner kit. I absolutely love this. I've got all of my lines, heater, AC. It does have heat and AC run through the fender, up and through here. Smooth firewall, battery relocate. I do want to make a closeout panel for this, just personal preference. Also want to get those nicer hood hinges because it needs some love. The batteries, and I said batteries plural, I've got 2 of them. The only reason I have 2 is I was having a problem with this thing starting. I wrote it up just to big block problems, and I was like, okay, big blocks just don't like starting when they're hot. Till my buddy Hunter came over. You've seen him in the other videos. I'll put his YouTube right here. He came over and was watching it, and he's like, start it real quick, and it was like just, and it was just grinding, like it was straining so hard, like this thing was like 14 to 1 compression. And I'm like, it should not be that hard. It's got a new alternator, new batteries. I ran new battery cables, everything. It was blowing fuses. I'm like, what is going on with this thing? The starter case that is, I believe it's on the other side, but the case that goes to the gear set on the starter was just loose. That's all it was. He said when he started it, the whole starter like twerked. So just make sure your starters are tight if you're having starter issues. Now it starts perfectly, but also I'm throwing like, well, not throwing, it has available, because it's a pull system, not a push, but like 1800 cold cranking amps, because I was like, I'm done asking. So that's why it's got 2 batteries. But anyways, I'll go with some of the bodywork here in a second. I did this black Berger panel, Berger, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, in high school. If you don't know, the big block cars had the back section of the tail lights called a Berger panel. Somebody probably knows why. I don't, but it had those in black. So if those they were supposed to be satin. This is more of a matte. Those black, then it's supposed to be a big block car, at least to my knowledge. Obviously, it's a little confusing with 327 on the side. An engine that never came in a 69 Camaro. This thing is just a hodgepodge, but I love it. So I do have Hotchkiss multi-leaf springs in the back. I would love to do a like a 4-link setup with a 9-inch, but you know, money. I do have a 2.5-inch exhaust, which honestly I think is a little undersized for the 454. I was told that 3 inches is just kind of a pain to fit on these cars, but after doing some research, I don't think it's that hard. I'm just going, so it has 3-inch header collectors up underneath. My goal at some point is to just take right here, wait, let me point, right here and just make 3-inch cutouts and just have my 2.5-inch as like my quiet driving around exhaust. We'll see if that works out. So I've got these Amazon special headlights. I also have pods in the grill because I was tired of not being able to see at night, and I was driving this car a lot. Some people have asked me about this. I tried to replicate what my ZL1 has, that flow tie. I was gonna cut out the grill so it worked and everything, but that's just a stock 69 Camaro front badge blue, or the blue badge with the blue taken out and double-sided tape to the grill. So it does have a 10 bolt, unfortunately. And that thing has grenaded on me twice now. I don't think this thing makes that much power, but it has grenaded on me. To the inside, I promise this doesn't look as bad, or it's not as bad as it looks. I've got my gauges out right now because I'm trying to mount this radio, which is a very cheap radio, I'm not gonna lie, to this spot because I don't want to make a console right now. I do have a removable steering wheel. Made this in high school. Well, I didn't make it, obviously. That was not high school. I was definitely 21 when I did that. What else do we got? Oh, this, which I love, is I took that the stock cigarette lighter out, and now that's switched to where it's USB-C and USB, and it's in there perfect. Those wires, got them taped to or not taped, but going to switched power, constant power, ground. I've got them going to switched and ground, so it's only on when the switch is on. I've got those terminal relays. That's one of my favorite things I've done to the car. I know that sounds crazy to say with all the stuff I've done to it. Oh, I'm forgetting the biggest thing. It does have a 6-speed. I had that shifter handle from when I was, yeah. Anyways, it does have a 6-speed, which helps tremendously with actually driving this thing. Well, let me get over the bodywork issues. So the front, I don't know why this is made of Bondo. It honestly is not as bad as it looks up here compared. Had some rust spots here. This is where it was awful. So the reason this car is down right now, honestly, and the reason that this has taken such a toll and a dive is because I was in there. I have all the interior. I'll show you a picture right here. The interior is complete. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the interior, but I was driving it, got it home from a car show, was wiping the back glass out, or well, literally did wipe it out. I was wiping the back glass and it just fell out and like slid down and scratched my trunk and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, what just happened? Well, the urethane didn't let go. The Bondo that the shelf was made out of let go, and the urethane just came out with the Bondo and slid down. So genuinely, the guy that had this car before me made the back of this car out of Bondo. I don't know, it was crazy. And so I had to replace this. I forget what it's called. I had to replace this panel. I replaced the what do you call that? The shelf, I guess, window channel that goes all the way around. And now I got to take all this back off. My buddy that name's Charlie, he's a great body man, and I'm not a body man, I'm not gonna lie. He came over and he's like, hey, like, I think that you're on the right track, but you're working against yourself a little bit, and you caused some work for yourself. And I said, why? He said, well, all this Bondo and filler, fiberglass filler and stuff, it's not sealed, it's porous. And so when you do that, you need to spray some primer over top of it, because now you can't see it on camera, but there's little bitty rust spots. He said that rust, I guarantee you, is under that stuff. So you go to painting it, it looks great. 2 years later, you got rust bubbles and you're pissed off because you didn't know what happened. Well, you let it sit and rust got in there. He said, I've seen rust, especially in a warehouse like this, rust will develop, you know, a couple days, especially even if it's just flash rust. So I got to get all this off. And if you notice, there's a chip right here. So this is really soft right here. Well, they used to put these cars together with lead filler. So the quarter panel and the roof are held together with like lead filler. So as I was welding this, I noticed stuff was melting out, and I was like, what is going on? Well, I had to get somebody not from my generation to help me. So they used to pack like lead. I don't know how they did it. I'm sure somebody may know. They used to pack lead and seal it with that. Seal it and kind of weld it together, kind of. So what I got to do, take all this down, get that lead filler out, weld it, actually weld it, because if I just do this, that lead filler's already out of there. It's going to start cracking because this doesn't flex. This flexes a lot. This flexes a lot. This joint is going to flex, and it's going to crack my paint. So I either need to take it off and re-lead filler it. Well, that's not really a thing anymore. Probably since, I don't know, 75. I don't know. But that's the issues with it. The current issues right now, the biggest issues are bodywork, and I'm going to do a mini tub also. So the main reason I want a mini tub is just for looks. You can only fit like a 275 tire on the back of this thing, which is, it's not big, let's be honest. So I'm doing a rear brake swap also. Well, I'm doing a front brake swap. So the front brakes are gonna be these SS 1LE. I'm gonna paint them. They're gonna be painted Hugger orange, whatever. I'm going from a 10-inch, I believe a 10-inch rotor, maybe a 9.5-inch rotor, to a 15, almost a 15-inch rotor, 14.6. And same thing back here. I believe this may be a little bit bigger than the front. I don't know. They look small. I mean, I don't have that big of hands, and those are little rotors. So I'm getting new wheels, to say the least, because 17s will not clear those rotors. I think I have to at least go with a custom 2-piece 18 or a 19. The next thing that I'm going to be doing is probably the brakes and then the mini tub. So I know probably people have a lot of questions about how to do a mini tub, and so do I. Never done one. It looks intimidating. I'm gonna have to probably get rid of my exhaust going right there. I don't know. But if you do a mini tub, you can fit a 325 in the back with a true turn system is what they call it. You can fit a 275 in the front. I don't really care about the front. I'm okay with like a 255, something like that, which I've had on the car before. So that's where she sits as of right now. The next thing, I thought that jack stand wasn't touching anything. I was gonna say that's a problem. So that's her. If you have any other questions, let me know. But follow along with the build, and maybe I can at least provide some entertainment. If I can help you guys, then that's all I'm looking for. If I can entertain you, that's a bonus. So until then, watch the videos, subscribe, like, do all them things, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.